Hello and welcome to Sam's on Wrestling and our final episode of our Christmas specials, as it were. Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope you've had a great 2024 and a brilliant start to 25, wherever you are watching this, whenever you are watching this. If you're watching it live on the 1st of January, thank you for joining us. If you're watching it live in June, I don't know why I say live, then thank you for joining us as well. We have been here for 8 days solid, doing fun Christmas episodes. Please watch them all. They'll be in one giant playlist. Our 20 Sam's on Wrestling end of 2024. Thank you very much for joining. But today, we are doing our predictions for 2025. This is a Sam versus Sam, where we will find out who gets the point at the end of 2025. Unbelievably. Essentially, we're going to predict or give our predictions for certain things as we go along, but we want to hear what your predictions are for 2025 about championships, Royal Rumbles, and all things manner of wrestling. So thank you very much for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get straight to it. Our predictions for 2025. So, Sam, let's kick off. Who do you think at some point this year, so we're not saying when, where, how, we're just doing it, who will win these individual titles each time? Who will be at some point the WWE Champion in 2025?
It is a pleasure to kick off the first year of this video of this year, 2025. It's the year of Baby Sam, and I'm starting off strong. WWE Champion at some point this year will be Bronson Reed.
Wow!
I'm going big, I'm going bold,
That is
and I'm not
big.
going home. I'm saying Bronson Reed is winning the WWE Championship.
Compared to my prediction,
You're going Cody Rhodes.
Randy Orton.
Really? Yeah.
I've gone with Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton might potentially turn heel and maybe be able to be on take off Cody or win it with Cody, Kevin, whatever it is. By the way, we are recording this before Saturday night's main event, just so you know. And it's January the 1st, so whoops. But yeah, Randy Orton I'm going with for my WWE Championship.
You've gone safer, you've gone more sensible, but I've never been known for being sensible.
No, you really
And
haven't.
I'm not
This
about
is why
to
I'm
start
winning
this year.
That's why I'm winning Sam versus Sam.
But I'm coming back by not changing my strategy. That's how I will
Fair
redeem
play,
myself.
fair play. Who do you see him beating then for the WWE Championship?
I don't want to spoil another prediction later on.
Okay, fair enough, we'll leave
but
that
I shall
then.
get to it.
The World Heavyweight Champion. Who have you decided is your World Heavyweight Champion? Mine's more basic. I'll go basic because I think John Cena, that's the one who will win.
I'm staying bold.
Okay.
I'm going Braun Breaker.
That one I actually had also on my list as well when I was deciding who. I think Cena's more of a lock, so I've gone for Cena. If he wins the WWE Championship now, I'll be fuming.
I think Braun could beat Cena.
I think Braun is... I've got a thing for Braun later on, actually. So I really think Braun... Well, the thing is, will Cena lose the title or will we vacate it if he does win? That's going to be an interesting part of the year. If he does win a title, that is. I think he'll win the world title. Hopefully not at WrestleMania. I actually think it'd be better if he wins it later on, because otherwise what else do you do for the rest of the time?
Yes.
But yeah, John Cena. Intercontinental Champion, Sam.
Gone a bit safer here.
Yeah.
Sheamus.
I've also gone Sheamus.
Hey,
I really
there you go.
hope
Yes.
that Sheamus wins the IC title.
Yes.
And most of this, I've gone to win this time. I've gone for bold. I've gone for winning.
Yes.
I want to actually do what I think will happen and see if I'm right. And I
I
think,
do genuinely think that.
I think Sheamus should and will win the IC title this year. The United States Championship.
This links into my WrestleMania 41 prediction. I said it'd be Solo versus Jimmy Uso. I think Jimmy Uso is going to win the US title.
I had Jimmy Uso at some point. He's not my prediction here. I think that's a very strong shout because they have to give him a push of singles.
They are.
So I think that's a very, very good, strong shout. I've gone Mello. I've gone Carmelo Hayes. I do think he will need a shot on the arm. And I do think that he might even win it at Mania, I think, in my head anyway. But I think Carmelo Hayes, I think, will be a big, strong shout for having a good 2025. And I think the United States Championship is a nice place for him. And he can just do lots of matches and have really good matches every week on SmackDown is what I'm going to go with. The Tag Team Championships. Now, we're not doing both because there's going to be lots of moving around this year. So essentially, somebody to be the Tag Team Champions this year. Who are you going with who will be a Tag Team Champion this year?
I'm going back to my bold theme. Stop looking at them. You've got to listen to me till I say them, Sam. The audience doesn't know. I am going, and I'm telling you now, this is going to be correct. I'm going to look like a genius. It makes sense.
I'm backing it.
When you think it makes sense.
I'm backing this.
R-Truth and John Cena.
I'm backing win this.
I'm telling you 100%. Cena's not going to be doing serious stuff the entire year.
I love
No
this.
one's in the tag division right now. They'll do a few episodes of Raw. Cena will tag with R-Truth, and it'll be the funniest thing going on next year. You heard it here first. Cena and R-Truth are getting in with the tag titles.
I love it.
I'm telling you now.
This is probably my boldest one, because I'm going with a team who are not even in the company. I'm going with the Lucha Bros.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think they will Phoenix when he's finally released. I think pretty certain that the Motor City Machine Gun spot was meant to be for them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain of that. So I reckon the Luchas will come on, and I think they'll win it either on their opening night, unless he sticks them in NXT. So maybe get used to the WWE style. But I think that'd be really dumb. They've been really famous on AEW.
You've got to throw them in.
Put them straight in, and I generally think they will win the titles straight away. So we've also combined the women's one, because that really will be a mess, I think.
Oh, yes.
Out of all the ones that I think is going to have the most movement in the rosters, that one. So I think predicting WWE and women and worlds is going to be really difficult, because I think they're all going to move. So we've gone, who will win a world title this year?
When you go bold, you've just got to throw some safe ones in there.
You've got Charlotte Flair.
Why are you...
I didn't look. I'm guessing you've got
Right.
Charlotte Flair.
Yes, because I needed a safe, sure bet that can back up my Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed ones.
I didn't look that time, genuinely.
Okay.
I only looked at the last one because I saw Cena.
Like,
I went,
who's
what?
But it makes sense.
It does.
But Charlotte Flair.
I've gone big here, and I admittedly, at first, I thought this person would win a mid-card title, and they still might, but my brain's going, do you know what? They need a revamp with the world titles, both of them, because Nia's had it for ages, and Tiff will probably win it, and then maybe Charlotte, most likely. And then on the Raw side, you've had Liv and Rhea, and technically Becky just going over and over. You need somebody to win something that's different, and they need to elevate someone. So I have gone for the person I think Twitter want the most, and I'll tell you what, it's one of the best women's promo right now when she gets the chance to talk, Zelina Vega.
Ooh.
I think she might win a mid-card title, and this is my bold one, but I think if you're going to elevate someone who's not the traditional people we've had, that's who I would go with. I think Zelina Vega, maybe winning a Queen of the Ring or something like that, maybe Money in the Bank, even though that's not who I've picked my Money in the Bank. It makes more sense. I've got hedging my bets.
You've got to hedge your bets and just go a bit.
So I've gone for Zelina Vega. I think we'll win a world title. What about the women's mid-card title? Again, we've gone for either because of the movements of the draft.
I've got a bit safer on this one. I'm going Io Sky.
I think that's
she's
a good one.
I think she could be a great women's.
She might end up being
champion.
back in the main title hunt, though. That's
she
a weird
could,
thing.
but I feel like when she's out of that, she can just pick up an IC title and put some really good matches on with it. She'd be a great shout as an IC champion.
I've gone Lyra Valkyria.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she will win something. I'm hoping she hasn't. We don't know who's won the US or the IC. We actually don't know at this point. I'll point out because we are recording this literally the day before Saturday night's main event.
Don't know if we've mentioned.
No, well, this just why are you scheduled? But yeah, so Lyra Valkyria, I think that's actually a good shout. A younger person, Becky might be back by that point, so that might be good to get the connections there. And I think she'd be a good person to have lots of good matches. I think you need to turn them both into workhorse titles.
Yes.
You don't need to put them on pay-per-views. They need to be on Raw and SmackDown once every 3 weeks being defended. And I think she would be a good person. Now the more interesting ones. We've done the titles. Now we're going to go with kind of random predictions here. We're going to start with the Royal Rumble winners. The first one, the men. Who have you gone with as the Royal Rumble men's winner?
John Cena.
I don't want to pick it.
So hear me out.
I think I think it is, but I don't think so.
So I would like individually the story of John Cena entering and then he loses and then he fails.
He is at Elimination Chamber.
Yes, but so I've gone, well, you've got to go with the WWE Champion challenger then. I think Cody's going to challenge Randy for the title, and you're not going to have Cody 3 years in a row, so they'll do Cena, is my rationale.
Oh, you think Cody's going to lose the title, so...
lose to Owens and then get it back at me.
Which they already know if that's true or not.
I'm a genius, and they know it.
Or you're an idiot. I've gone with The Rock.
It's a bold move.
I think The Rock will win the men's Royal Rumble. If he's going to Mania... I don't think they're doing Rock Roman. If Rock's at the WrestleMania, I think he's going in a match against Cody. And Roman, if not Roman, whatever. I think he's going, if he's there, I think he's with Cody. And I think it'll be for the title. And I do think Rock might generally win the Royal Rumble.
You know what would be genius? We've talked about a few times the idea of everyone being eliminated, number 30 comes out, and you don't know who it is.
It'd be a perfect person.
Imagine.
But the problem is, this Royal Rumble is going to be one of the most stacked Royal Rumbles of all time.
You can still do it.
I know, I agree, but if there's ever a time to not do it, I think it's this one because of how stacked it actually might be.
the last one standing, waiting for 30, and then
that would be something that would be more entertaining. That's what I booked. That's what I would book, and I've seen.
I like it, Sam.
But that means Rock at 30, and that means so many people keep winning at 30. The women's Royal Rumble. This one is predictable and unpredictable at the same time because I think we all think who might win it.
Yes.
But then you've got I don't want. So I've gone really basic. because I'm worried that's the route they're going to go down. Who have you gone with?
Jade Cargill.
I don't think so.
I think her versus Bianca's the match.
I don't think they're going to put that as the title match. I think that will happen at Mania. I've gone Rhea Ripley. I think, I know. That's who I've currently got.
That would be my reaction.
I would have her not win. I'd have her win the Chamber, is what I would do.
She suits the Chamber.
If they're going to do her versus Liv for the title, which is what I feel they're going to do. Becky's not a bad shout.
Becky could. I just went Jade because Becky and Rhea both already won it. Make Jade more of a star.
Charlotte is also an outside bet as well here. Just pointing that out. But I think I'm just going to throw this out there that I think there will not be a new winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. I think it'll be someone who's won it before.
Fair enough.
And
would that be the first multi-time winner?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to stick with the Royal Rumble, and we're going to go with a really difficult one. Now, this closest wins win this. The other one, it's 0 points or 1 point if you get it right, because it's pretty much all yet. But we're going to go with who was the closest here. First person eliminated from each Royal Rumble. So we actually are going to get guaranteed point coming in here. Guaranteed points. Who do you think will be the first person eliminated from the Men's Royal Rumble?
I'm going JD McDonough. I just think it's a decent bet. Yeah. He would.
I'm going big and bold.
Big show.
Logan Paul.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
See, I was about to ask you, I would love an explanation.
I haven't got that, but I've got the idea. I think that could be quite funny, and it could, like, Logan's got nothing going into the WrestleMania, and I've got the idea of him entering number 1 is what I've got, and then being eliminated by someone really quickly, and it being quite embarrassing, and everyone laughing at him, and I think that could actually work quite well. So I've actually go weirdly. I think Logan Paul might be the first eliminated from the Men's Rumble. I'm going with it. The women's one. Who have you got eliminated?
If I had to guess, I'm gonna go with Chelsea Green.
That's not a bad shout.
It'd
be funny. It'd be funny. I've gone sad. I've gone Blair Davenport. And as everyone knows, I voted her in our awards. If you want to watch our awards from a couple of days ago, I voted her as one of the most underrated. But they don't seem to rate her at all. And it's the perfect person to get an elimination. Nobody gets eliminated by like a Charlotte or Rhea or someone like that. So I've gone sadly Blair Davenport. Royal Rumble surprises.
This is tricky.
Yeah, so a Royal Rumble surprise in the women's one. So we go with the women's one. Who have you got surprise in the women's?
I'm contradicting myself because I don't think she's going to win, but I've just put Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I've gone Charlotte. I think Charlotte will. I think it's a guarantee that's when she's going to surprise. If they announce her beforehand, it doesn't count as a surprise.
No, agreed.
So same for Becky. Actually,
it's got to be as they enter. They're
didn't know they were entered. They've not been told. So Charlotte and Becky could easily be screwed over because I think they both could be in the match.
I could, but I just couldn't because they're not really doing too many legend spots now.
No, but they do still do them in the women's.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
But I think the return, because a surprise can be a return. So I've gone with Charlotte. What about with the men's one? I've actually got 2 answers here.
I really struggled, and I know that I'm wrong. As I'm saying, I know I'm wrong. However, because he's going to be on Netflix, so I'm wrong. But I couldn't think of one, and I just went John Cena.
Doesn't count. He's already announced it. Not a surprise.
He's in the Rumble.
He's already announced he's in the Rumble.
Has he?
Yeah.
Surprise!
Okay. Right, you got on the fly now.
Right, here we go.
Who's a male wrestler who's going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble?
No. You know what? I'm backing my boy, right? He's got the shortest time of all time
Santino.
In the Royal Rumble. He's still able, he's pretty medically cleared. I'm backing my boy.
There's a lot of yelling in this video.
Santino Marella, because Santino. I can't think of anyone else, and my word will I pop.
Now, I have 2 answers here. I've got what I think is a dead cert, and I've got one that I want or could happen, actually. So I'm going to tell you my dead cert, but it will not be my nomination because I think it'd be more fun to go for the other one.
Okay.
I think Joe Hendry is entering this Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be a monster pop. I think I would almost, if you said who's the surprise, Joe Hendry, I think it's top of everyone's list in my eyes, who could happen. Still signed with TNA. So I'm generally think it's going to be Joe Hendry, but that's not who I'm going to pick. Yes, I'm going against it. I'm going with Ken Shamrock. There's been
random as mine.
There's been connections. There's been things. There's been a backstage thing. I think there was a connection with a toy line. I think Ken Shamrock might not be as crazy as you think. He still looks great for someone who's in his 50s. So generally, and he's not done anything for 27 years in WWE, whatever it is, 28 years, 26 years. I'm going out there. I think Joe Hendry is guaranteed, but I'm going to go bold and say Ken Shamrock, a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. The sad one, Sam. We now need to do the sad one.
Yeah.
Who's going to get released? Now, can I point out before we do this one that we came up that we were going to do predictions, and I gave you the list, and I started filling this in like September, October, and then you start changing things and whatever. You get a start going, don't you? Yeah. And my released was Tegan Knox. And then she got released in October, and I was furious.
This is right.
Guaranteed point on the board.
I've done mine in the past 2 days because that's the best. This is the best knowledge. You're closer to the time.
I was so angry. I was spot on.
I'm not.
So
I am bad. I feel bad for Tegan Knox. I felt bad doing this one. I don't even know if I like this one, but I've gone with Giovanni Vinci.
I've gone Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah.
Something's happened there. I know he hit on Tiff and Kaiser.
Oh,
there's a thing going there, but he got booked into Oblivion immediately. He got promos, like packages, and then lost in seconds to Apollo Crews, and then nothing.
One of those writers on the wall.
Really strange, and I think he might be in a bit of trouble. But more positive one, who's going to jump ship? We did discuss whether to do WWE to AEW and AEW. You're just going to go and jump ship. Who is likely to go and be, and they have to be in the same year.
Yeah.
Who's going to leave the company and end up at the other company in the same year? Sam?
Well, I don't know if this counts for the rules. I'm keeping in my bold strategy.
Okay.
I'm going Daniel Bryan.
Oh wow, that is
Daniel
bold.
Bryan, because
That
again,
is bold.
he's not.
He's
It's a bit wishy-washy. He's still technically under contract.
No, he's signed with AEW. He's still signed.
But he's still how long for? Because I thought it kind of like he said he was kind of retired and he was out of it.
He's still signed.
He's not
still
doing full
signed
time anymore.
Still signed to AEW.
Right. So
Wow, that's bold.
I'm going because he's not really full time anymore. He might just come back for 1 or 2 more matches in WWE.
Wow,
I'm going bold.
Wow, that is
and if
bold.
that comes true,
I think he's AEW now for life for the rest of the time.
It should
I
be
think.
okay.
You know, I've gone Malachi Black.
okay.
I think it's time. I had Miro, but I think Miro has been released or is not being used. Something's going wrong with Miro. I'm not sure what's going on there. So I didn't know what would happen by the time we got to here. So I've gone for Malachi Black. I think it's time that he returned to be Alistair. Money in the Banks now. Right, we're now into the July, really. Money in the Bank. Who have you got as the women's winner of the Money in the Bank?
Chelsea Green.
That's a great bet. I would love it.
I think she would do wonders with the briefcase. She'd be because I think she'll win the US title. And then she can kind of have that missed thing where she has the US title and the Money in the Bank.
I'd love that too.
And she gets a cash in maybe towards Mania.
Chelsea Green is the one I want to win. It's not the one I'm predicting. That's the one. I've gone Jade Cargill.
Okay.
I don't think the Royal Rumble is that. I think they need to do the better stuff with Bianca
yeah.
first, and I don't think that'll be for the title. I think her winning. I think she'll have turned heel potentially on Bianca after the return, and I think her winning the Money in the Bank is a great thing for her because she can talk about money and being gold, and she's a star. I think by that point they've given her enough time now. She made a debut in 2024. By then that'll be July of 25. 18 months. I think it's time to then push her to the main event.
I'm going with, I think Chelsea Green will have gotten so over by this, but she already is now, but I think give her US title, she'll become so over that they'll just go, actually, no, we need to just give her the Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
I just let her have it for a few months.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I know, I'd love it. I love Chelsea Green. I wanted to get there, I think. The question is it a main event gimmick or is it a
I think you can look at Kurt Angle back in the day, I know he's Olympic gold medalist.
But she never goes serious. She hasn't done the serious. And that's the thing, she might need to do a serious story before that, but I would love to see it because I adore Chelsea Green. What about the men's one?
Bronson Reed. This is how he wins the WWE Championship.
Oh, you're going that way. Oh,
that's how he does it.
Okay.
That's what
I've got 2 answers.
Okay.
And I don't know which one to go for. So I'm going to tell you both answers and then I'm going to make my decision because I genuinely don't know. I think this might be the Jey Uso one because that's what everyone thought from last year. And I think
is he ready for a world title?
Yes, I think on a world heavyweight title, I think that'll be fine. I think one the year after. And the other one I've got is Bron Breakker. I think Bron would have lost his IC title probably at Mania, and that's the Gunther run. Gunther loses the title, then he won King of the Ring. So I think one of these two might win King of the Ring and the other one might win the Money in the Bank.
Yes.
And weirdly, I think Jey Uso might be the King of the Ring winner, and Bron might be the Money in the Bank. So I don't know, and I don't want to get it wrong because I've got the other one, but I think those two are very strong possibilities. Yes. Bronson Reed's a very distant third for me, but definitely in that third. I'm going Bron Breakker.
I could have given it to him.
But I think Jey Uso, I've got a feeling Jey Uso is going to win a world title or have an opportunity at the world title this year. I really do. That's a tough one. And our last of our kind of normal, here is a thing, Hall of Fame. Who do you think will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year?
I've gone with Batista.
Oh, finally getting over the line.
In. Yeah, I think because he's got quite a bit of publicity, weirdly, from saying that he doesn't feel like he deserves it. I feel like that might get a bit more attention.
It might be time, because obviously he was inducted and then COVID and that never happened. You're absolutely right. So I've got 2 again here, and I thought one was a dead certain, and I'm not sure. My first one I had was Hardy Boys.
Yes.
But they've just signed for TNA for a year. But TNA is connected with WWE. So I'm a bit like, I don't know. I thought if they were going to do WWE, I thought they would want to do a run and then the Hall of Fame.
I'm okay with them not doing a run.
I run 3 or 4 months, we're talking here.
Even then.
So I'm actually going to go with Sid.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I'm going to go with Sid.
That's a really good idea.
So Sid is what I'm going instead of the Hardy Boys. I would love to see Sid. We're going to do a Power Rankings on Sid this year, actually. He's on our list of someone to do this year. We'll probably do it around WrestleMania season. But I do adore Sid, and I would love for him to be inducted. I wish he could have been inducted when alive, but I think he's a pretty decent shout.
Yeah.
We now move on to the fun part of this. Now we've got no more parameters now. We've got to give 5 predictions and they could be whatever you want. 5 predictions, okay? So, Sam, what is your first completely free, agendaless prediction you're going to go with?
Well, my first one is that John Cena will face Gunther at WrestleMania for the world title, and John Cena will lose.
That's a good prediction.
And I think we think this, but a lot of people are like, well, no, because it's Cena's last Mania.
He's going to win.
Gunther.
I think
I think you
lose.
extend the story. I think Cena's smart enough to know that. You extend the story of him finally trying to get his 17th before the Sandglass timer runs out.
You've seen my booking of it. I'd have him struggling, want to have to go and beat either his old foes to see if he still got it, and beat the young people, see if he can still compete before he finally gets that win. I'd have him win something like King of the Ring or something like that.
Have some really good matches.
Go ring King of the Ring. That'd be a much better way of doing it. You could do months of matches before you do King of the Ring. My first one is Brock Lesnar will return to the WWE, and I'm going to put a caveat on top of this, to a chorus of boos.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Brock returning. I don't know whether I want Brock returning because I'm not going to comment on what's happened.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, no one does. No. That's the problem. And everyone goes, "Who's this? He's that." And this is like, well, he's never been charged with anything and all that jazz. So I don't know. And he is still technically connected to the WWE. So
yes,
and obviously TKO's the UFC. So I think Brock will return in 2025, and I think may not be somewhere, but I think he will get booed chorously at some place. Not on the return necessarily, but somewhere. So I'm going with Brock Lesnar return with a chorus of boos.
It's hard because I think fans will forget, and especially I just think that's the nature of fans, and they'll go, Brock Lesnar's here. It's also hard because again, we don't really know, so it's hard to go, he shouldn't come back because you don't know. It's hard to tarnish him with that.
I'm not saying whether I want it or not.
Of course.
I can't see him not returning.
It's really weird. I think he would. I think it's a good prediction because I nearly had him on my Mania card.
I didn't put him on my Mania card. I think it's still too soon.
I think I couldn't fit him in. So
your second open prediction.
This one is twofold, but it's the same kind of thing. I'm going with Paul Heyman will betray Roman Reigns.
Okay.
In 2025, and after that, I think Roman will not work as a babyface.
Oh, so really it's not just Roman
I
won't
think
work.
so. He'll go on his own and he'll have the babyface run, and people will still like it because it's Roman and he's got the fanfare. I don't think he's going to work as a babyface. I look at since he's come back. Maybe I need to do a controversial take later. I think since he's come back, he's not been amazing as a babyface. He's been entertaining.
I think he's been a tweener.
That's what I mean.
I don't think he's gone.
But if you want him
babyface,
if you're going to have him go full babyface, I don't know that he's got it in the locker on his own. And I love Roman now. I think it might fail again.
It'll be really interesting to see. It'll be interesting now. We also judge that.
Don't know if he'll get booed like 2015. I'm not saying it'll be that bad, but I don't think it will work.
Might fall flat.
Yes, fall flat.
I don't think. I think it'll be fine because I think. I think he'll carry on doing the same character.
I hope you're right.
I think he'll do the same character and get cheered. I think that's literally what he's doing, and I think that's what he'll do, and I think it's the right decision.
I think it could work. I just don't think on his own he always needs a group around him.
Wade Barrett will wrestle a match with Drew McIntyre.
Take my money. I would love this.
I think I had it.
Do it at Clash.
I nearly had it as that's when I won't do it. I nearly had it as my if they do a Clash, that is. I nearly had it as a WrestleMania match as my prediction, and I went maybe not yet. But I think Wade Barrett will have one more at least match, and it will be with Drew McIntyre. So I'm not even saying Wade Barrett will wrestle. I'm going Wade Barrett will wrestle a match with Drew McIntyre, and if they do a Clash at the Castle, that's exactly where I would do it. Sam.
I'd love nothing more, Sam. Bring back the Nexus, I say. That's what I want to see. David Otunga, get in here.
Oh God, we're going to power rank David Otunga this year. We're definitely going to power rank David Otunga. Can't wait. Your third open prediction.
I don't like this one, but I think it'll happen. LA Knight will fall down the card.
I think it's already kind of happening.
Yeah, so maybe it's a bit of a easy prediction, but I just don't think he's going to recover. And I don't think he's done anything wrong.
It's going cold.
I think
he's booked badly. Yeah.
He's been booked badly, and the problem he's got is there's loads of really good baby faces overtaking him.
Yes.
That's his problem. Yeah. And can he get back up there? Will he have the same popularity as he organically did?
Do you know what I would do?
Go on, tell me.
Move him to Netflix. And give him my time on Netflix. Get away from that and go straight to Netflix. When they move to Netflix after WrestleMania and they've done the whole 3 months or whatever, 4 months, and then go, here you go, be on Netflix and go and have some fun.
I love LA Knight to bits,
same.
But I just think this is going to be a bad year for him career-wise.
People said how good of a US title reign he had, and I think it was fine. I think it was solid at best. But he has no one, and it's not his fault, he had no one to face.
No story, no
decent
good booking.
He had no decent heels to face because the mid-card in SmackDown was just destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the mid card at SmackDown, and that's what they need to refix. Actually, is their main event scene is the mid card just fallen off.
So yeah,
I've got John Cena will have his own pay-per-view named after him, or at the very least will be in the tagline some way. I think generally John Cena's last pay-per-view will be at like the John Cena pay-per-view or something like that.
Any name ideas?
Absolutely not. I wish I could
come can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. I really can't see it. Or he'll be part of the tagline, like "Bad blood, you can't see me" or something like that.
It's got a ring to it.
So that's what I generally think John Cena will be given his own pay-per-view. I reckon.
That'd be awesome.
I reckon they're going to give John Cena a year-long goodbye, and I think they will try and make that a recurring thing for really big guys. They'll go, listen, when you retire, try and let us know, and we'll give you a year, and we'll talk about it for a year. And I think this is great, and I think it hopefully might start a trend with some people that you can do really interesting stories, because when you know they're on their last year, I do think it's more interesting.
Like the Flair thing.
Yeah. Well, that 3 or 4 months was really entertaining.
Yeah.
So that's my third one. Sam, your fourth one.
This is a bold one for me, but I'm just. This is how I feel. I think that Raw on Netflix won't bring in as many fans as hoped because of the 3-hour runtime. I don't think anyone really wants to sit down and watch a 3-hour show every week. So you're thinking of bringing in new fans just from Netflix. I think they're going to go, oh, well, this looks interesting. Oh, this is good. They're going to click on the stream and go, 3 hours, I've got to watch this. When you're looking for a new show on Netflix to watch, you see that. You don't want to watch it.
I kind of understand what you're saying here.
I don't think it's going to be the success.
So let's be very specific. They will have a set number, and then it will dip after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then it will stay at that number.
People have short attention spans of this. It's basically like watching The Godfather on a series once a week.
Yeah.
New people...
And SmackDown's going to be 3 hours until at least August on the USA Network, I think. And they don't know if that's going to be permanent or not.
People who aren't already fans aren't going to want to do that. Yeah. I just don't think it's... And I think if you made it 2 hours, you'd get a lot more success. Still, you've got that flaw, but you can't make it 1 hour. So... I don't think it's going to do as well as people think. And it's a shame. I think the content's going to be great. I just don't think it's going to have the boom that we all think it's going to have.
It'll be interesting, actually. I'm intrigued to see what the viewership numbers will be, but obviously it's very hard to see the viewership because it's a streaming thing. So
yeah.
I have got that AJ Lee will have an on-screen return to WWE.
That'd be amazing.
I think... I've not put her in a match. I've gone that she will have an on-screen return in WWE. If it was me, personally, I think... Becky, Seth, AJ, and Punk writes itself.
I never even put that link together, Sam. Oh my goodness!
It'd be better than Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin.
Oh, that's fantastic!
Baron Corbin.
The Vortex, the original Vortex.
What is your final one? Before you give the final one, I actually had a mini prediction that I think will happen. I think this is quite bold as well, and I want to put it just as a background.
Sure.
I think Nick Aldis will wrestle Cody Rhodes at some point in 2025.
Ooh, that's bold.
Well, they had a NWA title match sort of thing, and I think that'd be quite a cool thing that Cody Rhodes... I think Nick Aldis will wrestle. I know he had an injury problem at first because he had an arm problem or an elbow problem. I'm going to go Nick Aldis will wrestle. It's a mini prediction, does not count. I just wanted to throw that out there. Sam, your final prediction for 2025. Take us home on your last thing from our Christmas bonanza.
This is another kind of sad one, but I don't want to happen. However...
Mine's quite sad.
Yeah. Well, I think, and there's thought to this, it isn't random, I think that John Cena will get injured in 2025.
I think this.
And it's going to put a massive spanner in the works, creative spanner on it, and I think what will it mean, he'll have to actually finish it at Mania 42 to finish the storyline.
I worry.
Because
injury is all I've got on my mind.
You look at him now, not even just in terms of everyone's going all the way he runs, which is a factor. He's like The Undertaker, he's not wrestled consistently forever. It's not easy just to get back on that bike and wrestle the caliber of matches that he wants to. He's going to be putting his muscle back on,
we've seen his last few matches. Solo and Austin were just not great.
He's going to be having loads of challenging one-on-one matches consistently, taking a lot of bumps, doing a lot of stuff against
he'll go 100%.
100%.
He will go 100%.
He will go and roll back the ears for the US, tight open challenge, like that level of match. I think at some point in one of the episodes of Raw's, touch wood, I really don't want it to happen. I think he's going to get a bad injury that will stick him out for a good few months.
It's a really sad prediction and a prediction you don't want to make, but I get that.
Yeah.
I really do.
I can just see it happening. And I think he will end up finishing his storyline, but it will go on till the next WrestleMania after 41, so 42.
How about this one then?
Go
on. I have an AEW prediction.
Ooh.
Mercedes Moné will walk out of AEW.
Oh, Beef, do you know something we don't, Sam?
No.
Dave Meltzer?
No, I know nothing. I'm not saying anything. She seems to have a great time. She's been nothing but complimentary of AEW, but so was Punk. And she has a big contract, and she has already walked out of a company, deservedly so. Up when everyone goes, like, did you hear what they were booking ideas were doing for her and all that stuff?
I didn't take the time.
Oh, it was like, you know, having her lose just to Ronda on a TV thing, and just like, well, she was the tag champions, and they were doing nothing with them, and they were just going to be a waste of time. And I understood that. They may have done it in a better way, but I got that. For some reason, my brain is just going, not all's going to be rosy in 2025. There's been a lot of backlash, there's been a lot of complaining, and you've got to remember, and this is the key thing here, if you look at the viewership, and I know viewership on TV because people watch it on different times, and they do it by quarter and they do it by segment, yeah? Every time she's there, the viewership drops. Yeah. And she's on big money. And what happens if there starts being discontent? And that's my key. I'm really intrigued by it. She might end up having a great time and it'd be absolutely fine, but I felt that's weird. I don't know why. I've just got this premonition. That's why I'm doing it in a prediction video.
The premonition.
The premonition. Yes. That something this year is going to go. I'm not saying that she will leave the contract, by the way. I'm saying she'll walk out. So either, you know, go off telly for a bit, you know, not
just no shows a show.
Yeah, right. something happens. Yeah. There's going to be some scar. I'm going with some scar this year with Mercedes Moné. I don't have no reason for it. I've just got this feeling in the old waters that it's not going to be right. In your case. So, what we're going to do is we're going to write these all, put them into an envelope, and we will reveal these to each other at the end of 2025. In fact, I believe Ellie May will probably be the host of that, and she will read out, not knowing any of these names or what they mean, and she will be the host, because we will hopefully forget all of these, because we both have the memories of a sieve. Maybe Vince was right, then wrestling fans have no memory. Maybe he was right.
Who are you?
Exactly. So, what's the name of the show, man?
It's something beginning with wrestling.
So, we want to know, what are your predictions for all these things? What are your bold predictions that you've got? What do you think of our predictions? Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Pre-watch any of the other videos that we have got on the channel, as well as what we've been done over this Christmas period. Happy New Year if you are watching it just at the start of 2025. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time. I believe our first video of the year is going to be educating you. Oh, excellent. So I don't have to do anything and just listen to you. Educate you. Excellent. And maybe not on wrestling. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.